Worldbox Top Secret File 123. Remember, don't speak, he hears you. Don't see, he sees you. Don't feel, he feels you. He is omnipotent, but we must free ourselves from his tyranny.
The Cold Ones are undoubtedly one of the most enigmatic creatures in Worldbox. Very ancient humanoids who hate all living things. Yet, with some divine intervention, they are capable of creating civilizations and fully developing. Perhaps most striking is that the only creature they have an affinity with is Snowmen. It's also surprising to see how they can emerge in large numbers from a tower, or their appearance, so similar to a human, but with a strange, icy suit. But what's truly disturbing is their origin. An origin much darker than it seems. An origin that could even be our own future. It all begins in an alternate dimension called 456F on Earth 22, within the 22nd solar system. There, God did not intervene. And although he was omnipotent, his absence allowed humanity to develop technologically, reaching a great level of advancement. Nations grew, and with them, the struggle for hegemony. Until a war broke out. A conflict that ended with the launching of nuclear weapons. The entire planet was covered in a nuclear winter. The fauna and flora were nearly wiped out. And of the 8,000 survivors, barely 500 remained. It was then that a company called Kronos appeared. Their promise, to prevent human extinction. According to them, the solution lay in cryogenics. The desperate survivors agreed, unaware that Kronos had other plans. The capsules would not only keep them in deep sleep. Kronos's artificial intelligence had been programmed for something else. To transform humanity into a new species, capable of surviving the frozen world. 1,000 years passed. 1,000 years in which the AI genetically modified the 500 survivors. When they awoke, they were no longer human. Half were turned into living snowmen. Their cells took on the consistency of snow, their bodies became cold, and their limbs resembled wood. The other half transformed into the Cold Ones. Taller, stronger, and more robust beings. Capable of freezing everything around them. But they all shared the same fate, the loss of much of their cognitive abilities. They could no longer reason as before. They could barely communicate. And most terrible of all, some still retained their human minds, trapped in the labyrinth of their new selves. A prisoner of consciousness that didn't understand their existence. This is where their aggression toward all living beings comes from. When they were released into the world, they began to ravage what remained of the planet, freezing it even further. An angel named Paul, charged with overseeing that world, informed God about this species created without divine intervention. Normally, God hated artificial species. But when he saw how useful the Cold Ones and the Snowmen would be for his amusement, he changed his mind. He ordered their genomes to be harvested. And he even allowed some subspecies to have greater intelligence. From then on, the Cold Ones and the Snowmen became his favorites, even giving them a tower, to pit them against his eternal servants, the demons. And so, from tragedy and human ambition, the Cold Ones and the Snowmen were born. God's favorite creatures in Worldbox, but also a reflection of what our destiny could be. If you enjoyed this Worldbox lore story, don't forget to subscribe for more.